You don't really know what's going to happen a lot of times because people's careers change, they move, they shift, they give, and people become icons. And then, what happens with these kind of shows like this and stuff too, you have a big fan base that just takes over and dominates it, and they try to control the narrative. Well, the thing is right now, Eminem right now is trying to figure that out because Eminem has a documentary coming out about his fan base. That's right. He's co-producing a documentary with his phenomenal Shady Films right now and associated with the DIGA Studios and Hill District Media. And they're trying to make a project right now. They are. And it's about Eminem, and it's called Stans. But what it is, it's based about how there's crazy fans there. Well, now I should say like super fans out there. And it's the idea of a personality, a talent, and their fans, their dynamic, and how it comes together. And Eminem is like executive producing this. He's very much involved with this. And Stans will explore the complex relationship between fame and super fandom, told through the lens of the world's most iconic artist, Eminem, his music, and especially his most extreme fans. And it's an opportunity for him to turn the camera around and ask the audience about what's it like being a fan, what's it like loving somebody like Eminem, and in some cases, what's it like being a fanatic. And this is an interesting concept for a documentary because, again, usually you hear about the person, what they went through, how they became that person, how they grew from, 8 Mile Eminem to superstardom. But this will be about turn the table. Like, of course, a person like Eminem, he has a huge fan base. I know a lot of people, friends of the show that love Eminem. But now we're going to turn around and say, like, what's it like to be a fanatic and what's it like to fall for something like this? And what kind of dynamic does that cause? Because it does cause a very interesting dynamic. And I think that, a lot of celebrities hate it, but Eminem is accepting it. Again, he did that Stan video a long time ago, and it was very much in line with somebody that how they could maybe be too crazy about loving him and being involved with him. And I think it will shine a lot on mental illness. It will also shine a lot on what it means to be a fan. I think it will shine a lot on what it means to maybe be too obsessed with somebody. That's what I kind of hope. This delves into a different kind of realm. It's not just about like, oh, we're fans of Eminem. I hope it dives into like what being obsessed with an artist could actually become and what it could do to you and how it affects that person and how it affects the actual individual. And that's what I hope this becomes. There's not much information besides that about this, but he is pushing forward and developing this. And I hope that at the end of the day, when they do make this, it will shine light on how people become so obsessed with artists that maybe it is not a good thing. That's what I hope it is. And maybe it's unhealthy, and maybe there is some healthiness there. But I hope it shines light onto the whole world a little bit. Eminem still has fans. You're right, Queen. He still has fans. And I hope though that what this does is shine light on entertainment and actors and, well, of course, Eminem and their work and what that causes people to become. Because look at Taylor Swift these days, too. People go nuts for Taylor Swift. So like 50 or 5 million people tune in just for her for the Super Bowl, which makes no sense to me because she's not even in the Super Bowl. But
56 seconds of airtime.
Yeah, I was going to say the 50-some minutes. Or seconds.
But Eminem's been around for a long time, and I think that honestly, like he wants to, because he's been very sensitive about the fans. He's kind of held back a little bit. I mean, maybe he's trying to shine light on something because he's been around for a long time, and maybe he has seen some things that we don't know. That's the question, though. Do we want to see this, though? Is this good, or should we just do a standard Eminem documentary? Is this going to be like too invasive on personal lives of people that maybe just love him, like him, have followed him? Maybe some tour people, some groupies. Is it too far? Or is it something that will shine light on the whole business of how people become when they love an entertainer too much? That's the question. Ron, how do you feel about this? Do you think this is a good idea for Eminem to make this moving forward? Do you think it could actually affect him in a lot of ways? Because again, you're shining light on your fans in a way that maybe is not the best way to do it. Because again, yeah, maybe there's some good fans out there, but there's also some bad fans out there. He did that in that Stan music video. He really showed how fans can go crazy. Like in that video, the guy kills himself. Mm-hmm. Will this be a problematic thing to move forward for an entertainer like this? Or will this be a good light that will show how we don't want to go in a direction because we love an entertainer that much?
I think it sounds really gritty. And I think he is very gritty. And I think his whole story, there's so much there. It's so layered. And I love how you bring up the mental issues and that aspect of it, because that's so real. And yeah, I say yeah, let it go, let it roll, man. I would be really interested. In fact, Torbett saw him. What did he play on? He was in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
I think
With that whole group.
the
Torbett
best Super
became
Bowl performance ever.
Torbett became a fan. He watched the Super Bowl with my dad, and he's like, "Hey, I like Eminem," and I'm like, "What?" It was
He's
great.
so good.
Yes.
He's very relevant, and like what he does and how he's changed the dynamic of the rap world is insane to me.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing. And like meet up with Dr. Dre and like have a career like this, and Dr. Dre gave him a chance like this. Like honestly, it really did become something massive we never thought would happen for him too. And I'm like, it's really like he's a talent.
He is a big talent. Yes, absolutely.
Do you think out of all the people that do this, though, do you think he'd be the person to shine light on fandom a lot of times? Because fandom really, like, he's done a lot. And we can say he still has fans. He still has fans. People are obsessed with him.
Oh my God, yeah. I think he is the man, because think of other maybe rap stars that you would put in that, and they all fall into sort of one category, and he breaks out of that, and I think that's what would really be interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. He breaks all the barriers, and I think it's very interesting to see how like, because again, he just doesn't have rap bands. He has fans across the board. People love it. Like honestly, when he was in the Super Bowl thing, people went crazy for him. It was a small portion. They say the influx of like persona he puts out there and how it causes people to just like delve to him and drive to him. Like I think he is just a personality people just want to watch more of. And I hope that what this documentary does at the end of the day is make people like realize, like, of course, people love Eminem, but also realize that maybe, to me at least personally, that maybe like careful how far you love a celebrity, because maybe it'll send you down the wrong path.
Maybe
because they're still a person, they still have a life, and a lot of people gravitate towards people like this and they lose their minds. And I hope it delves into that a little bit. I hope it does. But I think that he is a personality that can bring this to the table. Absolutely. And maybe he can shine something that changes the whole game. Hopefully.
Absolutely.
You know, we'll see, Ron. We'll see. GR, how do you feel about this? Are you excited about this documentary? Is it a good thing for Eminem to be the person pushing this forward? Or do you think that this is like the wrong move for him and you think that he just make some more music, stop talking about how people react to him, and just keep moving forward, man?
Well, if they delve into the psychological issue like you were and Ron were just talking about, I'm all in for it.
Good.
Because I know what that world is like.
Mm-hmm.
I've dealt with it on a small level years ago, and that psychosis that people get for stars is ridiculous.
It's a lot.
To me, his music doesn't mean shit to me. I'm not a rap fan of any sort. I don't listen to it, and I turn it off if I hear it. But is he a talent? Obviously, he is. And millions of people buy his music. I mean, that goes without saying. He's a talent. It is.
No offense on this gift, GR.
Yeah.
It worked really well, what you said.
Bottom line, it's about the psychosis that people occur, Brian. Brian, then go for it. It's important because people do weird shit for stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
You know, and
like Ray Rex said, some people are be offended by if you don't recognize them, you know. And I hope
Brian, as just a quick aside, I have to say hello to you from a friend of ours and a friend of the show. Warren Shepard said to say hi.
Oh, tell Warren hello. Warren's gonna come back to the show. Maybe this Wednesday. I contact him. He's been on the show one time. He did a great job. Great person. Yeah, but I think that
why I brought that up. He just texted me.
Okay, yeah, I know. Warren's a great man. But I agree. Like, there's people though, GR, that just like, and as Racer said too, that if you don't respect them, don't answer them, they'll go crazy. But also, there is a fandom that drives people to be obsessed, and unfortunately, for some celebrities, it drives them nuts. And other people, they accept it. And I think that if Eminem shines a light on the fandom and shows like the pros and the cons of being obsessed with a celebrity, that's cool for me. I think that's a good idea.
I agree.
As opposed to just doing a normal deep dive into like music, which is what this could easily be. Eminem's been around since the 90s. You know, he's done a lot of shit. Could easily just been like Eminem being an 8 Mile like he did the movie and then raising up. But hopefully this will be, it sounds to me, that's what's going to be. that they're going to dive into the fandom and figure out and show the world how people can maybe lose themselves, but they shouldn't lose themselves because of a celebrity.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
Jordan, do you lose yourself for Eminem? Are you
lose yourself in the music? I am.
How do you feel about this documentary moving forward?
Lose yourself in the music the moment you own it.
You tried to do an imitation drink.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Good question, Racer X. They're out there, so
right.
Apparently.
Well, I haven't listened to Eminem in a long time. I kind of grew out of his music a little bit. I loved his old stuff. I mean, he came out when I was in junior high. And
shut
up. She doesn't like that.
The first thing I ever heard Eminem on was he was on the bonus track of Kid Rock's Devil Without a Cause. The song was called Fuck Off.
Oh shit.
And I loved it. Was like a heavy rock guitar, and he had a rap verse in there towards the end with Kid, and I thought it was great. And that was before his own album dropped.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, this guy's gonna go someplace. And then when his own album dropped, I'm like, everybody in my school. I mean, this was back before I was at MCC. I was at a Catholic school, Brian.
Yeah.
And everybody.
I remember.
Yep. Remember Bears. Everybody had Eminem's LP. I mean, everybody in my school, they knew who this guy was. The first album that dropped, it had to be so big. And I'm all for this. We don't need another documentary about his life, because I know it's fake, but that's kind of what 8 Mile kind of was like,
Yeah,
B-Rabbit. He played B-Rabbit. But so I'm all for this to shine a light on the fandom, but I do think it might hurt him. Some fans might see and be like, dude, he's talking shit about me.
They totally could. You gotta be very careful with this kind of shit,
Yeah.
Fans would be like, what the hell, Eminem? You don't know me. You don't know
right?
me.
You don't know me.
That Stan thing too was calling it Stans too, which is a play off the guy kills himself at the end of it. It's like, are you trying to say your fans kill themselves over it?
Well, he's trying to shed light on. He's trying to shed light on crazy fans. I mean, every celebrity's got crazy fans.
We all. We all do. I was gonna say we all do. No, just kidding.
I mean,
I'm not gonna touch that one because there's too many open lines there.
there's too many whack jobs out there, just putting on the lipstick, going, ooh yeah, putting them on the list, on the wall.
I'm saying, people get obsessed, so people get obsessed, and I get why.
That's what it. Yeah.
That happens. It happens all the time. People get obsessed with.
Look at what's happening.
What they're doing.
Look at what's happening to Taylor Swift now. Now that she's shed a whole new light on herself with the football community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now everybody's ripping her apart because she's out living a life. They're like, oh my God, she's partying, getting hammered. Dude, she's 30-some years old, man. She's at a club. Big freaking deal.
Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody's bitching about it. Oh, you're not a role model anymore. She's 30-some years old. Let her have some fun.
Right.
And if Eminem could shed light on some of these people that just celebrities are human beings. Right. At the end of the day, they're living their life. I mean,
but they're not allowed to have a life. You know that, Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because you're for the public. That's what it is.
Out with her boyfriend to a club. Oh my God!
I know.
The world's gonna end.
Oh my God! Yeah, I seen a bunch of stuff. Oh, my little girl is gonna be dead. Taylor Swift had a drink. She was chugging a beer.
I read something today, and it showed a picture of them, and it was really sweet after the Super Bowl. And he was kissing her, and literally these comments were like, he's not even looking at her, he's not into her. It's a publicity stunt. She doesn't want to be there, and it's like they had this whole narrative for this really cute picture.
Yeah. It's like fans are just.
Tay doesn't.
It was two young people giving each other a kiss. For Christ's sake, give it a break.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, because people have this whole secret agenda that she's a lesbian, and it's just like a publicity thing. And that's a whole thing.
No, they should. Well, the problem is she's dating a guy now that he's a celebrity, but he's a football player. He's not he doesn't act like a dancer or a singer. Right. He's a football player. He's going to go out after the big game. He's going to party. He's going to chug beers. And
I liked him singing at the post game at the celebration. And
you should have seen him singing at the parade when he had Garth Brooks' "Friends in Lonely Places" queued up on his phone, singing that all hammered.
Oh my gosh!
But that's the thing. She
was fun. It was a guy being a guy.
Yeah, he's a guy being a guy. He's not used to.
She was just like, "Oh God, it's my boyfriend. I can't handle it."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
and fans are just they pick celebrities apart, and they did it to Eminem, and I hope he sheds light on that stuff too. Like, hey, we're all human.
Yeah.
Just we're gonna make mistakes, or we're gonna have fun. Just, the Taylor thing.
I was impressed that this young woman went to support her boyfriend in one of the most important moments of his life.
Yes.
Because Japan
to Las Vegas to be there to support him.
Yes.
Yep.
To me, I don't care about her music.
And you know what?
She was there for him, and that.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen the part where they had mics on him, where he was hugging her, and he was asking, he's like, "How did you even make it here?" And she goes, "It's no big deal," because he felt bad for her, which is a good relationship. He's like, "I can't believe, how did you even get here?"
And she's like, "It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
That's lovely. That's lovely."
That's what I call a class act.
Yep.
Yeah. But people are just ripping. But people are just ripping her apart.
So many
it's like,
haters.
People. I mean, honestly,
Jordan, it'll go back to what I always say on the show. Dillegaff.
I think the end of the day, like, celebrity, just being a celebrity is always a difficult thing. And you get shined in a light that maybe is not you, maybe your agent or your studio or your producers or your manager says you gotta be X, Y, and Z. There have been, Race for X put a comment up here too, being like, Queen said too, they're a fake couple. That shit does happen all the time.
Sure.
It happens where they put two celebrities together. I hope that's not the case for these two. I really hope that they are happy in love. She seems happy, but who knows? That is a Hollywood thing because it is a thing. Just like the casting couch was a thing for years. It's a real thing. You can say it all day. Who's ex-wife?
Rock Hudson.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Back in the day.
Because at that time, it wasn't accepted. And so the agents would try to spin things and change things.
Yep.
That sucks. That sucks because people should be able to be themselves.
But
and you know what? It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter who you are.
No,
Believe in the talent. Believe in who you are on screen as opposed to what you're doing behind the scenes. It's your life. I really don't think Travis and Taylor are like that, because if you ever followed the Kelsey podcast, those two are hilarious together, him and his brother. Travis has had a thing for Taylor for years. He has loved her music. He has been trying to get a hold of her. He's talked about going to concerts and trying to get backstage, and like, no, you can't come back here.
He's like living a dream.
Oh, he is. Yeah. And he's had a thing for her for so many years. And what happened was, she was single. She just broke up or whatever. Mm-hmm. And somebody says, you got to get a hold of this guy. He seems pretty sweet. He's a football player, and he just wants to meet you. And that's what happened.
And then bam.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's fake, because it's not fake.
Puppy love.
It's not fake to him. It's not fake to him. He's upset.
You could see it in that post-game celebration when she was up on the stage and he was doing that singing.
Yep.
If it was phony, she would have walked off that stage. She was going, he's so cute.
She would have still been in Japan. There's no reason.
Yeah, she wouldn't have came home. Yeah.
She wouldn't have came back.
To be there.
Would you fly 15,000 miles to see somebody you didn't care about?
No.
Hell no.
This is the whole big picture of like how fans have pictures of people, how they look at their interpretations as opposed to their actual life. It's always going to be different. And I hope that Eminem at the end of the day can shine light on this and make it actually have an impact for artists and fans moving forward, because this documentary is moving forward. And Eminem, again, even if people say it's not as relevant as it used to be, I mean, he's been around for a long time. He's had some massive hits. I think if anybody can do it, he's gone through a lot. Maybe he can showcase something that hopefully will help artists and fans moving forward.
I'm knocking on wood here, guys.